So it was really cool to see Max jump in there, and he just started dropping a bunch of fun facts. And he said, "Hey, this was really fun. I'd love to see you guys do another segment sometime on the vehicles." So I was okay.
Let's do it right now.
What do I have for time
Yeah.
on this podcast? Now, there are not 110 vehicles, drivable vehicles, as there are playable multiplayer maps. So I think we should probably do this as a top 5.
Okay.
But I
Do
thought
you
we
have
would
your
just...
pen ready?
Miranda's, she is
ready
armed
for
and
this.
ready.
She's already got notes.
I already ranked them. It's correct.
Oh, we did it. Okay,
Sorry,
great. We'll
we're
just
done.
move on. So this is for you, Max Hoberman, and this should be a fun exercise. We're just going to go with the vehicle family, because I know there are 3 Warthog variants. There are a
Bunch of
couple,
ghosts.
couple
Warthog
of
and
yeah,
friends.
some
So my
ghosts.
my question is, how are we ranking these? Are we ranking these on
Fun.
how good they are in a certain thing?
No,
Just how fun they
just
are to
how much-
drive?
What do
They're
you...
just our favorites, right?
just
Oh,
Desert
okay.
Hard
Island.
to answer.
Desert
Desert
Island.
Island.
Which
Halo
one
vehicles?
could you take with you? Yeah.
Oh.
What's your favorite?
We can
I
all
feel
agree
like
that
that's-
Ghost is number 1.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought
Ghost is my
that was
number
the
one then, too.
easiest.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me just give you the list first. So, thank you. Yes, the Ghost.
I'm going to say I have...
There's the Warthog family, which includes, of
Correct.
course,
You really have.
the
Normal
rocket
one.
rocket
prepared.
Warthog and the Gauss Warthog as well, in addition to the
Gauss, right?
standard. I believe so. Yeah, or I think
Gauss?
Gauss. Some people are Gauss.
I think
people.
I said Goss before.
Gauss cannon, Gauss
I
cannon.
don't know. I'm from Texas.
I was
Who
like,
knows?
oh God, did I say it wrong?
Yeah.
Anyway, you've got the Mongoose, the Mantis, of course, the Banshee, the Hornet, the Saber, which only made 1 appearance ever,
Is that Reach where you go to space?
Halo Reach.
Yeah, pretty much just cross it out. It's like, doesn't
Well,
qualify.
you,
No, that
I-
one's great.
Yeah. It does
I think we should
qualify
put you. It's never, there's no multiplayer
Yeah.
usage of it, but I thought you do actually get to use it in campaign, so I thought we would include it here. That is a really great mission
Yeah.
in Halo. Probably the best
Fantastic.
mission in Halo Reach, in my opinion.
What about the end?
Let's not get into this. Let's not go down that road. You've got of course, the Ghost we already mentioned. Then the Wraith, the Covenant tank there. The Spectre, which I reminisced a little bit about last week, the Covenant Warthog that was rarely seen in Halo 2,
one.
both in single player and multiplayer. The Scorpion, of course. The Brute Chopper, one of the signature vehicles of Halo 3, which has since disappeared. And the Phaeton, which was the
Halo 5.
Halo 5 sort of Professor X-like jet, except only one person could fit in it. Where do we start? So I'm hearing
Ghost. I think
immediate
we've
Ghost
got it.
for number 1.
I really thought I'd be alone, even when
no.
I started
It's
reading
the
this. I was
Ghost.
like,
I was-
surely it's Ghost. Right?
Yeah, I was a tad worried that people would contest that because it's like, well, the Ghost, you're independent. You can kind of drift a little bit. It's really great. It has great hijacking animations.
It does.
It has a great speed boost. I think
Yep.
that's
Oh, you
important.
prepared an argument.
Yeah, and then it has probably one of the best explosions. So
Well,
Miranda's
it's also
like, I'm
so
coming
much
with
fun.
An argument.
There it is.
We're gonna have
It's
to
also so
debate
much fun
this.
to stick.
She's not
Yeah,
wrong
is the
about
thing.
anything. I mean, yeah, remember,
It's,
of course,
it's number 1.
yeah,
we talked last week about how just enthralling the run up to Halo 2 was. And part of that was, remember the first time playing multiplayer at E3 behind closed doors, boarding was new. Boarding was added. You couldn't do it in Halo 1. But in Halo 2, you just hold X if they get close enough and steal that ghost.
punch them
And
right
running
out.
It
over
felt
people in
so
it is very
good.
satisfying because, like, if you're in a map that has hills and you just
Yeah, you just
drive
line up
over them from the hills, like it's just so satisfying.
Yeah,
What's it
just
called?
crush 'em.
Splatter? Is that
Yeah.
what the
I
emblem's
think
called?
so. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah,
Very,
I'm
very
very
fun.
glad we all agree on Ghost.
But
I was a bit
well,
worried.
Hold on.
No, you're wrong.
Like,
Ryan.
no, it's 3-1.
Are you sure? Can you
I-
really counter my
I have
argument?
to say,
There's only one other vehicle on this list
I'm-
I could see anywhere
well,
close to
I'm
competing.
shocked that the Warthog is not the consensus number 1. That it is the Ghost. I would go Warthog.
I wouldn't even put Warthog
It's
as
top
2.
5,
God, I
but-
would
Yeah.
I would put it probably as 2, but because you have to rely on somebody else to either drive or be your gunner, it puts it down a little bit.
That could be a positive, though, in theory.
Well, I do like
Flag
that, but
runs. How many?
So my thing is that it's kind of garbage to drive.
Yep.
no,
no, it's so
What?
fun. I like it
Yeah.
a lot.
How many
It's
times?
fun.
How many times in multiplayer did somebody who didn't know how to
Kinda
drive
garbage
get
drive.
in?
That's
you
the beauty
roll it
part.
immediately.
I'm a good Warthog driver. I pride myself on my
That's
Warthog
true.
driving skills. It's
But
a
Ryan,
skill.
I'm
the
in the
thing is
same-
that skill
same
is
boat.
not transferable to anything else because nothing else controls like the Warthog.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
dumb to
That's
drive.
fine.
No.
That's fine.
I enjoy it a lot. It controls like butt.
Oh, you.
Warthog's like number 5 for me.
Ooh, wow.
I'd put it at probably 3.
Oh,
I
you guys
put
are
it-
killing
I
me.
You
put
can't
it
deny
two.
that it controls like butt.
Okay, but what would we put it at 2? Because I think I'm
like
probably
that.
putting it at 2.
I'm going Scorpion for 2. The tank.
I was gonna go Scorpion for 2 as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Now we get into the weeds.
So no, wait,
Yeah.
hold on. So all right.
Alliances
like
Now
were
four.
awards. The Ghost is our number one. That
Yeah.
is I'm clearly outvoted there. Which I mean, hey, much love for the Ghost. But am I getting any support for the Warthog at number 2 on
Me.
this stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think it has great variations. I think having the option to work with your teammates and maneuvering it is really important. It's also fast. It has a good little horn.
It is
Well, wait.
also awesome.
It falls off the side of things very easily.
Yeah, you can
It rolls if
cool
you hit a
tricks.
rock.
You just flip.
Yeah, it just rolls.
It is also great, even though I mean the real loser in a Warthog situation really is the passenger.
Passenger.
Yeah.
because
that's why you-
almost
that's why you,
impossible to kill anybody.
You try to force one of the NPCs to get in.
Right.
Hopefully, they have a rocket launcher.
Well, but in multiplayer though, in multiplayer.
Okay, in multiplayer.
See, even on the
sure.
Scorpion, the people who are sitting on the side still can actually do damage because it's steady enough.
well, it's slow enough.
But it's so slow.
That
You
too.
get picked off so easy if you're
Use the
sitting on the
rock.
sides, though.
But
Use the rocket until you have one rocket, give it to an NPC, and then take their
But
weapon.
the fun thing about being the passenger, like the useful part is, it is great when you just load up. You've got 3 of you in a Warthog, and then you just head to the enemy base, and you know maybe the driver sits there, and the other 2 hop out, go wreak some havoc, grab the flag, and if just one of them makes it back in with the flag, and you're gone, it feels so good.
I agree with that, except the part where you have to get there feels like butt.
Everything you're describing about what you like is about getting out of the Warthog and doing things.
No, it's not.
I like getting there and then getting out of it and doing the stuff.
It
is-
contributes
What's your number
to
3?
strategies positively. Well, I would definitely have it in the top 5, but I want to have a Banshee in there as well.
Oh, I have
getting-
that as number
Yeah.
3.
We're getting there.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm going to be way off base.
so
for the rest of the
we're
answers.
split on. We have 2 votes for the Warthog at number 2.
We're
2
split.
votes for the Scorpion.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do here.
No.
I don't know how to
Well,
solve this.
Well,
What
since you're the
was-
host, you get more power.
Do I get a host
weight.
privilege?
It's not how that works, Miranda.
What's everybody's
You sure?
number
No.
3?
I mean,
Do we have any consensus?
I actually
there?
would have said Warthog was my number 3 probably.
I had Banshee as number 3.
Okay.
I would probably.
Banshee's also a good number 3, but Scorpion's
I already
good.
said Warthog's 5 for me, so
Dang.
I'm not on the same page as y'all.
I mean,
because
I-
it drives like butt, like you
Yeah.
said.
You know what? I probably would have gone Ghost, Scorpion, Banshee, Warthog.
So another thing about with the Warhog is you have to consider that it is one of the few tactical vehicles where you can actually load up more than like 2 people and really get somewhere. And the thing is, like, I really
What if
like.
it flips?
Then you get back in. Then you
But
have
it's
a
gonna
better.
flip.
Then you kill your driver and then take over.
Damn it.
You see, for the other entries for me, I want the weird stuff, the stuff we only got to try out once or twice, because most of the vehicles on this list we played a lot of. So
Yeah,
I really
and
like the
there's a good
Saber.
reason for that too.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Saber mission is
It's
just-
cool.
It's designed around the vehicle and being able to
Yeah.
fly in space and breaking through the stratosphere and everything. It's really, really
Yeah,
a
I'm
fun
not against
moment
that.
in Reach.
I played Reach, but I don't remember that mission somehow.
I don't remember a lot of
completely
that.
It's
forgot
the
it.
only thing I liked about Reach.
Thank you,
ending.
Destin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Armor Lock?
Yeah. What about it?
All right. I'm calling it Warthog at number 2. Miranda gave me host
Okay.
privilege.
Okay.
I mean, you had to plan
I'm
it.
exercising.
So what's number 3, Ryan?
So for number 3, sounds like there's a Banshee contingent.
I mean,
You
it
have
has to
2
be-
votes
it
at
has
number
to
3 for
be-
Scorpion
Yeah, it has
now.
to be Scorpion. That's
What if we put
Well, that's
for a
Scorpion?
democracy.
What if we put it at 2.5?
Is
Are we
that
doing
we're adding
top
another one in?
No, this is just. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm okay with it being 3.
Okay,
I am
it has to
good.
be.
I'm good with the Scorpion at 3.
that's fine
I'll
with me.
take
I
Okay.
do love that Scorpion. It
Okay.
is
Okay.
fun.
I got a question for y'all.
Scorpion at 3.
The Mongoose, it doesn't control grade. You kind of spin out a lot, but it created a lot of fun multiplayer modes focused around the Mongoose. So, like,
True.
where does that fall for you guys?
See, I think I feel about the Mongoose like you apparently feel about the Warthog.
So, but
I'm
I
not
wanna-
a,
let's
I'm not a
clarify
Mongoose fan.
version
then
of
I
that.
am a Warthog fan, but in a way that's like I love it because it's dumb. Like I love that it's very difficult to control when you're trying to speed somewhere on a countdown timer. It's like I kind of appreciate that about it.
Mongoose is aim
Mongoose,
straight, go
I
that
don't-
direction, get off of it, and don't use it again.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Mongoose. I would not put it in my top 5.
I would like to point out just one fun fact. I wish I had thought to dig up the magazine to show you all as proof, but in 2003 maybe, we did a cover story with OXM on Halo 2. I mentioned those last week, but we had a screenshot of something that never came to be.
Oh,
In Halo 2, there were going to be other Warthog variants. There was one. We have a screenshot of it. It exists. You can probably find it on the internet. It was a Warthog with gull-wing doors like a DeLorean and 4 snow treads. So it was going to be for a winter, like a winter Warthog, like a snowmobile Warthog.
and they were just like, nah, let them slide around.
It didn't make the cut. It didn't
That's
didn't make it
cool.
into the final
That
game.
would have been cool.
Anyway, all right. So Ghost 1, Warthog 2. Are we good on Scorpion at 3 then?
I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's already circled, so
Okay, so now
It's already been-
Miranda's like, no, it's been decided.
moving on.
the final 2.
And she gets my number 4 vote.
Yes.
Banshee's a great vehicle.
I hate the Banshee.
Really?
I hate
My
it.
thing with the Banshee is
don't like-
anytime that I see one, I'm excited. I'm like, hell yeah, that's a
Yeah, and
Banshee.
you
here.
hear it coming too. Like it's so unique in that. Like,
and the
obviously
way
everything
that
is
when it
The sound
swoops
design's
down-
great.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and when you're in firefight and you realize like in the single player campaign there's one in the area, it just like changes everything.
Yeah.
It changes how you have to approach everything.
I can like never hit anything. I get out and fall to my death all the time.
I
Like,
have
Sounds
done
like-
that before.
yeah,
Also, yeah.
same
Sounds like
with
you need a little
the
bit of help.
yeah. I'm not great with the Banshee. And then what was the human equivalent? The
The Hornet.
the Hornet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
not a big fan of that. The Hornet's a little better because it has
VTOL.
lift.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And I was able to control that a lot better. Anytime I could ditch the Banshee for that, I would go
Now, what's
go that way.
My best Banshee
UNSC,
memories are of either boarding it in midair and like just throwing
Those
someone out, or if they try to swoop down to just splatter you, and you can just get a plasma sticky grenade.
Oh,
on
yeah.
there, and then they're like, boom.
Yeah.
It's really
Remember in
Really
multiplayer where somebody would just get the Banshee and get a bunch of kills because they just sit outside of the thing and shoot at you in Halo 2? That was
Not
super
in,
frustrating.
but in 2 though, remember that's when the counter to that was they made the lock on for the
Rocket.
rocket.
Rocket
If you
spray.
zoomed in and locked in with the rocket launcher, you
Yeah.
could just
But you could just
take
dodge
them
that.
down.
If you got
it's
that
hard.
You were good
Banshee-
enough.
really
Yeah.
hard.
If
Yeah.
you did the roll moves,
Yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
could. But
Yeah, you could do roll moves. That's cool.
You could also
What
just
would your number 4 be, Dustin?
My number 4, oh, I think I said already. I want some of the weird stuff that we didn't get much time with, so that's probably the Saber for me.
Okay.
In the
Yeah?
number 4 slot. Yeah, just because like they designed
Bold
this
call.
whole experience around getting to fly it, and it was a moment I never expected during Halo Reach. I mean, I expected everything else in that game basically, but getting to try that bad boy out was pretty fun.
And Amalok was also there.
was also
My favorite things about Halo Reach: that ship and seeing Master Chief at the end.
all right, so
Spoilers.
it holds
Okay.
up then.
Yeah.
The statute of limitations on that is long
That one's
since
off.
expired. Do we have any support? Any other support at the table here for the Saber?
I mean, it seems to me like
Oh,
there's 3
that's a
votes
no.
for Banshee right now, right?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I-
Dustin.
all right.
I'm not
not
against
sorry.
putting something in the number 5 slot. Like we have
I
the
think-
ones that I feel very passionately about. Like I do care about the Wraith, but like I'm okay with putting the Saber at
Yeah,
5.
that's what I was gonna say too. It's like I'm
Oh.
not opposed to having a sneaky entry for something that you're very adamant about having on, and because it is a unique experience too.
Yeah.
Well, what about you guys?
And it
What
did
did
control
you
nicely.
what did you have at 5 then?
I
I'm
Mongoose
kinda
Probably
curious to
would have
hear.
gone the Wraith, but I'm
Me too.
Just kinda
That
like
would probably
whatever.
be my
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Had
but I'm
the
not
Wraith
like
higher, but-
aggressive about it.
Which one was the Wraith?
The Covenant tank.
Yeah.
Oh,
With the arcing, the
Arcing.
lobbing plasma.
yeah, yeah. Not as actiony as the Spectre or Saber.
But I mean, it is also like pretty
classic.
pivotal is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Part of the series.
But
When you
but
jump
is it
on, you
just
punch a
like
guy a bunch. It's
yeah,
really cool.
and then you can plant the grenade and blow it up. That's
they have
sort
to
of
be
stuff's
drivable
fun.
vehicles, right? Is there any
Yeah,
point
that
where
was
you
that
can-
was. I
If that's
forgot
one of your
to.
key memories. You're like, I really like destroying it.
Yeah,
It does blow
Yeah.
up good.
But it is
Yeah.
because the thing
It's
is
been
with
sneaky.
that as well as like slightly with the Banshee, when it's in an area, you'll get there and you know if you're playing single player campaign co-op, you're like, okay, there's a Wraith here. You get the Wraith, I'm gonna kill everyone else. Like I'm gonna take the elites. You have to figure out how to stick it. And there's like a strategy centered on where it is at all times. And I
Yeah.
really like that about it. It's like wherever the Wraith is, you need to know and
Yeah.
you need to be
Yeah, and
watching.
it's
Totally.
rate of fire is really unique too in that it is a little bit slower since they have to kind of arc the projectiles.
Yeah.
and so that creates another element of strategy of like timing of how long that is because it feels
Yeah.
different from everything else.
I like those aspects about how to combat the tank, but I'm coming at it from a perspective of stuff I really enjoy driving.
Driving it.
And
It's
for
still
me,
fun to drive.
For me,
Yeah.
I didn't love that one because of the slow thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was really difficult to hit AI unless they were close.
I think it was a lot easier to die in that than probably in any of the others that we've listed.
Yeah.
I
Get killed up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I did forget the caveat at the top, which I had written down, but we're only going with drivable vehicles from the mainline Halo games, the first-person shooters, because there are a lot more vehicles in Halo Wars 1
Right.
and 2 that are definitely you use them in Halo Wars,
Yeah.
but I didn't include Halo Wars stuff.
I just want to say, as long as the Brute Chopper is not on this list,
I
I'm
agree.
happy.
I was
That
like, that
is amazing.
canning
I'm
I'm not a big
here.
Brute Chopper guy
No.
either. It's
No.
probably why we haven't seen it since
Yeah.
I was so happy when it
3.
stopped popping up. I was just like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want this.
Oh, good, a vehicle. Oh, it's that. I'll just walk.
I'm willing to give you that saber. It was
All right.
Yeah, me too.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You win.
It's funny for me.
Yeah.
I think if I would probably put the Wraith next if we kept going.
I
But
would've,
then
yeah.
I would take, like I said, I touched on this last week, but that Spectre, that goofy Covenant Warthog was just so, like you said, it is kind of ridiculous. It is
Yeah.
the Covenant equivalent. And it's in that one mission towards the end of Halo 2 single player, but then it wasn't in any of the multiplayer maps by default, but you could, if you just go in and customize your game, you could just enable it. And so, yeah, you can get a couple people riding on the sides, and it's real goofy, real
Yeah.
dumb, and
That
a lot
thing?
of,
Not
a
my
lot
favorite.
of fun to be had with it.
Miranda, what was the final list? What's the final rundown?
So number 1, we have the Ghost. 2, we have the Warthog. 3, we have Scorpion. 4, we have the Banshee. And 5, we have Saber.
Aw.
But it's worth mentioning that, like, if this had been a list that was about like Halo 5 and multiplayer advantages, it would have been very different.
Yeah, I mean, this is also just our personal favorites too, right?
Yeah.
It's not meant to be.
No, this is the official list, and anybody who disagrees
Official forever.
is wrong.
Yeah.
Go to jail.
Don't at me at Destiny.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
Yay.
That was for Max Hoberman, and hopefully everybody else was interested in hearing that. I suspect there will be a lot of contention at the top of that list
The
from
Ghost?
our audience. For the Ghost versus Warthog.
Warthog.
Fight.
That's true.
I really expected all of you to say Warthog number 1, but
I don't know.
I
I just feel like
know.
the Ghost, just because you do have that independence, is so important. It's like I can just get in and go and like splatter people, but also just shoot them down if I need to.
Yeah.
Just because you saw it the most doesn't mean it's like the best vehicle. And like you said, it does control rough. I'm glad it's on the list. I would have put it on it just because it's like iconic. It's Halo.
sure.
Yeah.
it is the most iconic Halo.
It is the signature vehicle,
Yeah.
probably. But
Yeah.
definitely plenty of fond memories in Halo 2. Speaking of that rocket lock-on,
yeah.
you get somebody that's doesn't know better barreling at you.
Oh, when you hit
Ghost?
them?
Yeah.
that
and then
feels so good.
you make a ghost explode with that lock-on rocket.
So-
it goes into many
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do with the Banshee is like as my Banshee's kind of starting to fizzle out, if I can like kind of lock onto somebody, I can like just jump out and like have it explode on them. It's very hard. But
That's
Yeah.
fun to
when it-
do.
then,
Or
when it
just
happens.
leave it like as a temptation and be like, I know it has like one shot.
Oh yeah, then blow it up as soon as someone boards
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that skill too in the Banshee of switching your weapon with Y to the plasma bomb and like
Yeah.
trying to hit people. Like it wasn't easy to sort of get your target correct and actually hit it, but boy, that did a lot of damage if you could time it and hit it properly. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, the host of Unlocked. If you enjoyed that segment, be sure to check out the rest of the episode and all of our episodes on our YouTube page. Find it at youtube.com/IGN Unlocked. You can also find us on any of your favorite podcast services as well.